A robot just assembled 105 wire connections thinner than a strand of spaghetti in under an hour, each one placed with sub-millimeter precision. Engineers have a nickname for this exact task: the Goldbach conjecture of industrial automation, a problem so stubborn that nobody had ever fully solved it with a machine. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how a company that didn't exist 2 years ago cracked it, why its robotic hand can read braille-level texture through its fingertips, and why investors just handed it over $400 million to do it again, at scale. The company is TARS, short for TARS Robotics, founded in Shanghai in February 2025. Not 2015, 2025. In the time it takes most startups to finish their seed round, TARS built a full hardware-software stack, set a Guinness World Record, and walked into ICRA 2026 in Vienna, the biggest robotics conference on the planet, with a hand that left the entire industry talking. That hand is called Dex Hand, and it's the reason we're making this video. Most robotic grippers are built for function, not form. 2 fingers and a thumb, maybe a pincer, good enough to grab a box off a shelf. Dex Hand throws that approach out entirely. The TARS team mapped the human hand bone by bone and rebuilt it at a 1-to-1 scale, 21 degrees of freedom, matching the exact metacarpal and finger joint layout you're using to scroll right now. That's not a cosmetic choice. It's the reason Dex Hand can do something almost no other dexterous hand can. It can correctly form all 26 letters of the American Sign Language alphabet with high accuracy every single time. At the Vienna booth, people got to try this for themselves in 2 ways. The first was straightforward. You'd pick up to 5 letters on a tablet, hit start, and watch Dex Hand spell each one out in real ASL. The second was the one that actually stopped people walking by. It's called gesture mirroring. You'd place your own hand inside an outlined shape, move your fingers however you wanted, and Dex Hand would copy you back in real time. Not a pre-recorded animation, not a script running in a loop, a live, physical mirror of whatever your hand was doing a fraction of a second earlier. Here's where it gets genuinely interesting, because the magic isn't really in the bones, it's in the fingertips. TARS packed each fingertip with ultra-high resolution microcameras and soft elastomer pads, the same kind of material that gives human skin its give. Together, they can detect texture differences as small as 0.05 millimeters at over 240 frames per second. Translate that into plain English, Dex Hand can tell the difference between slippery glass and rough sandpaper, between cotton and hard plastic, fast enough to adjust its grip before an object even starts to slide. At the booth, there was a live display showing every fingertip's pressure and RGB reading updating in real time as the hand touched different objects. You could watch the data think. All of that raw sensor information feeds into TARS's foundation model, AWE 3.0, alongside a newer piece of research the company calls TAC Foresight. The name is on the nose, but accurate. Instead of reacting after a slip happens, the system predicts the slip is about to happen and corrects for it in advance. The robot doesn't just feel that a wire is slippery, it knows it's slippery and adjusts its grip before that matters. And that same model, mounted on TARS' wheeled A1 robot, is what made the next demo on the show floor possible. A1 ran what TARS calls a long horizon packing task. Erasers, pins, and random stationery scattered across a table. A1 had to pick each item up using coordinated 2-hand movements, place it inside a pencil case, close the lid, drop the case into a backpack, and zip the bag shut. Watching it live, you start to appreciate how absurd that sequence actually is for a machine. Nothing here is scripted. Every action depends on whether the one before it actually worked. When a grip fails, A1 doesn't freeze or throw an error. It re-perceives the situation and tries again until the job is done. During the Vienna demo, TARS even had operators deliberately move objects mid-task, just to prove the robot would replan on its own, and it did. The zipper is the part that should impress you the most. Pulling a zipper shut means tracking a slider's position, applying steady force along a curved path, and feeling your way along the teeth as you go. That's 3 layers of feedback happening simultaneously: vision, force, and touch. And it's the same underlying skill that lets the model fold laundry or tidy a desk without being reprogrammed for each new scenario. TARS isn't teaching the robot coordinates, it's teaching the robot how a hand actually works, which is exactly why it generalizes so well. This generalization claim isn't just marketing language, by the way. There's a number behind it that's hard to ignore. In March 2026, A1 set a Guinness World Record for completing 105 sub-millimeter wire harness insertions in a single hour. If you've never worked with wire harnesses, here's why this matters. The wires are thinner than a millimeter, they don't hold their shape, and they have to be threaded into connectors with almost zero margin for error. It's one of the genuinely hardest tasks in industrial automation, which is exactly why engineers started calling it the Goldbach conjecture of the field, a problem everyone agreed was nearly impossible and nobody had cracked. At ICRA, TARS ran the same demo, live, in front of a crowd, specifically to prove the record wasn't a fluke or a one-off lab condition. Then there's the T-Series, A1's bipedal sibling. While A1 rolls around on wheels built for flat factory floors, T-Series walks on two legs and is built for stairs, doorways, and uneven ground. At ICRA, it stepped onto the stage and ran through dancing, Tai Chi, and a string of complex motion sequences. That fluidity isn't just for show. It's a direct stress test of whether the underlying control system can coordinate dozens of joints at once without jitter or stutter. Here's the part most people miss, though. None of this happened because someone wrote cleverer code. It happened because TARS built an entirely different way of training a robot, and the engine behind it is called SenseHub. SenseHub is TARS's data collection system. An operator puts on a pair of lightweight capture gloves and a panoramic camera, then just does normal tasks with their hands, pulling a thread tight, seating a wire into a connector, tying a knot. The glove, called TARS Glove, tracks every finger position and grip force. The camera, TARS Vision, records the full spatial context around the hands. Together, they turn an ordinary person doing an ordinary task into a high-fidelity training signal that feeds straight into AWE 3.0. The results from this pipeline are the reason TARS robots behave the way they do. Models trained on SenseHub data show roughly a threefold jump in task success on viewpoints the robot has never encountered before, and motion jitter drops by around 45%. That's the actual reason A1 can pull a zipper shut without snagging it halfway. And because the dataset scales with every new task an operator performs, every robot running on it gets smarter at the same time. It's a complete reversal of how robotics has worked for decades. Engineers used to try scripting every scenario a robot might face, and they kept failing the moment reality threw them something unexpected. TARS flipped that. Instead of writing rules, they record real human experience and feed it straight to the machine. The robot doesn't follow a procedure, it learns one, the way a new employee would, by watching, feeling, and adjusting on the job. Because the data mixes vision, language, touch, and proprioception into one signal, the model ends up with something closer to real physical understanding instead of a shallow copy of emotion. None of this happened in a vacuum either. In April 2026, TARS closed a $455 million pre-A round, the largest single funding round in the history of China's embodied AI sector, backed by names like Hillhouse, Sequoia, and Meituan. That's not hype money chasing a flashy demo. That's serious capital betting that a company barely a year old has actually solved a problem the rest of the industry has been stuck on. Worth saying plainly, TARS isn't operating in an empty field. Tesla, Figure, Boston Dynamics, and a wave of other Chinese startups are all racing toward the same goal, a hand and a body that can do real physical work without a human babysitting every motion. What sets TARS apart right now isn't a single spec sheet number. It's the speed of the loop between collecting human data and turning it into robot skill. Most labs are still scripting behaviors one task at a time. TARS built a pipeline where a person doing a chore in a glove becomes a transferable skill across every robot on the platform, and that's a fundamentally different bet on how this whole field gets solved. What gets me most about TARS isn't any single product. It's that we're watching the first generation of robots that don't just move through the world, they actually feel it. Deck's hand isn't just a hand. It understands the difference between a delicate handshake and a firm grip. A One isn't just a robot on wheels. It's an embodied system that can step into a real factory and create real value. T-Series isn't just walking, it's moving with something close to human intention. 2 years ago, this level of dexterity didn't exist outside a research paper. So here's the actual question worth sitting with. If this is what TARS managed in its first year, what does year 3 look like? What happens when SenseHub has logged 1 million more hours of human hands doing ordinary things? Let me know what you think in the comments, and subscribe if you want to be here when we find out.